Okay, here we are yet again. Paddy Expat Club on the Tuesday, Hotel Barracuda, Ron Carty here. And as always, it's my pleasure and privilege to introduce our speaker today, Emily Guidry-Lewis, as I pronounce that correctly.
Yes, sir, it is.
Emily, please say hello to everybody.
Hi, it's a joy to be here.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Good fun to have you. But you spoke about community development and education. Now, if I pronounce it in Niger, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Not Niger.
Depending on where you're at,
Okay,
how you pronounce it. You pronounce it in Niger.
Okay, all right, okay,
yes,
fine.
You did.
And, very interesting talk, a lot of questions at the end, but you started off, so you actually go and raise funds for this project, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Sir? No, I haven't been called sir for a long time. How about that? Okay, you're going to have to come back next week for that one. Anyway, go on. Okay, so what do you raise funds for?
We're raising funds for the Women's Education Center.
Excellent.
We finished a school, a roof and the benches.
Yeah, good.
And also Goat Solidarity project that we started within 2 villages, and we'd like to expand another like 10.
Interesting. I'll ask you a little bit more about that later on. But you mentioned that when you first went there, or wherever you go there, you always got one question that you ask.
Yes.
What's the first question you ask?
What will restore your hope?
Okay.
And what will better the community as a whole? Like, what would really benefit? Because it's easy for me or you to go somewhere and say, oh, you need this.
That's right.
But we need to know from the locals.
So you get their feedback first and then you act accordingly.
Yes.
No, that's the way to do it.
Yes.
Okay. And then another thing that I found interesting, you mentioned the importance of security.
Yes.
Is that right? And then wherever you went, you showed pictures of these guards and the guns and everything. Talk about that.
Yes. Well, in Niamey, the capital, we don't have to have the security.
Okay.
But to go out, we're going to Dongaduchi.
Wow.
So it's like 6 miles out in the desert. You have to have paid security, and it's 16 guys, 8 in one vehicle, and then another 8. And of course, they all have their guns.
I know. And that's paid. You mentioned it's paid, so you have to pay for that.
Yes, I have to pay. And we pay out of our own pocket.
Whoa.
Yes. That doesn't come from funds. That comes from our own.
and is that negotiable every time, or is it a fixed fee every time you...
Well, it's supposed to be $1,200 every time.
$1,200 what?
US dollars.
Whoa.
So that's a lot of money.
Not cheap. Not cheap.
No, it's not cheap. And this last time was supposed to be $3,600.
Yeah.
But when we came and talked to the main security guy, he's like, oh, Restore Hope's with you. We'll give you the same price.
Wow.
So instead of $3,600, it was $1,200. So that was a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so we're hoping we keep the same relationship so then we can start staying out in the desert longer because you have to have security to be out there.
You do, and I've been in the desert a few times and Africa, so I know what you're talking about. Okay, interesting. Now, you also mentioned culture shock. Now, just bear with me. I mean, people come to Thailand and there's a bit of a culture shock.
Right.
But the photos you showed was totally different. Talk a little bit about the culture shock.
When I got off the plane, I thought I was in a different world. I just fell off. There was like just sand everywhere. There's no development. The driving, Thailand's driving is so much better than Niger's driving.
Did you hear that, everybody? So everybody that's complaining about the driving, listen to this, okay?
Go to Niger and you'll be like, oh my gosh, no, it's horrible.
It's true.
And most places don't have electricity.
But I know, look, and you showed these like deserted places and you say this is the village. There's nothing there, or you showed buildings that weren't buildings really.
Yes, they're not. They're just like little sticks.
Yes, yeah. No, I know. I mean, I've been in South Africa, Lesotho, and I've been out at the Rondavels. It's totally different, you showed a lot of pictures there. Okay.
And they don't have running water. The simple things you take for granted, you're just like, wow.
Which is why it's important for you to ask your first question. What is important to you? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, we just assume that they've got basic stuff, but they haven't.
Yes, and it's like, no. And then it's like with the Women's Education Center, it's like you were bringing stuff every time, and they're storing it until we have it, and it's like, we're not using it yet, and they're like, we have to have the infrastructure, we have to have the building.
Well, I was going to ask you about the Women's Education Center. Tell us a little, or tell everybody a little bit more about that.
We're in the process of fundraising and raising funds for the Women's Education Center. Well, they will go and learn their trade. The community women, some want to do like cooking, some want to do sewing, soap making. The sky's the limit because it's ours. Well, it's actually theirs, but we're raising it for them because so many people or organizations, they want to put strings on things.
Interesting.
And this is actually Restore Hope Niger. We made it for their people. Even though we're doing a lot of
Yeah.
stuff in the U.S., it's y'all's.
Interesting. I didn't know about it. I mean, now after that, you spoke about the malaria prevention. I
Yes.
found that very interesting.
Yes, that's one of the goals. Daniel's like, we really need to help prevent malaria.
You do?
That is a problem. And we haven't done it yet, but we're working on it.
Well, that's the
As
main
funds
thing. That's
are
the main
coming.
thing.
And basically you take, like you have your whole little village. In some village you may have a couple hundred people to 50
Interesting.
people. Like the sizes are all different.
Yeah.
But if you go to the households that have kids 15 and, or people
Yeah,
15
you
and under,
mentioned this. Yeah, yeah.
if 15 and under are lactating, you give them the mosquito nets, and that should do like a little wall protection
Right,
for the whole
yes.
community.
Yeah. Yeah, important.
Yes.
We just don't realise.
No.
We don't. And people that have never been there just got no idea what it's like and that. So, so you're always looking for financial support, obviously.
Yes. And we've been really good with Benevity.
Yes.
We've signed up with them, and Benevity is, especially if you're neutral and everything's
Yes.
neutral, and you follow the rules, they're like with the big corporations and the
Interesting.
givings. And we also put it out there, but we don't technically ask for people. Like
Okay.
we'll do a talk or we'll do a presentation,
Okay.
or people will ask, but we don't go out there and ask. We
Well,
let people come to us.
Because I was going to say, what, if you got anywhere where you could request, but
Yes, well, if they go to our website, restorehopeniger.org,
okay, say
They
that
ha-
again, just so that everybody's got it.
restorehopeniger.org.
Excellent.
You can go there, and there's places you can do donations
Good.
from there.
But fantastic work, really.
Thank you.
The world needs more people like you helping
Thank
other people.
you.
It's true, though.
And it's a joy. It's
It
really a
is.
joy. And at first, with the first goat project that we did, we're thinking, oh, this is goats. We're going to help them start this goat project. But it's the most beautiful thing when they're doing their training, they got the goats, and Daniel did
Interesting, yeah.
a FaceTime with me
Yeah.
and the ladies, and I had
know.
these alligator trees. I'm like, wow, what a difference that made.
It's true, it's true.
Yeah,
And once you
it's
experience,
nice.
no, fantastic. All right, thank you very much. How long are you in Thailand for?
Until Friday.
And
And I'm going to miss it.
Yeah, are you coming back sometime?
Oh, I'll be back.
All right. Well, when you come back, we'll get a revisit from you. Okay.
Oh, yes.
We'll get you back here again.
Yes,
So anyway,
thank
listen.
you.
As always, it's my pleasure to give you your
thank
certificate.
you.
That's your remembrance.
Oh,
so
thank you
for
so
coming.
much.
Okay, but very
I
good.
appreciate it.
Well,
Thank you
we,
so
we
much.
appreciate
Thank
you
you.
coming. Okay, so listen, very good. So listen, once again, that's it. Come along every Tuesday, Hotel Barracuda, in Patio, opposite Soy Post Office. Come and see us in the mornings, breakfast, camaraderie, speakers of interest, topics. See you next Tuesday.
Bye. Thank you.